here is Trump cracking the case of all the leaks and the protests that have taken place.
There's a
in the White
pattern
House.
here.
Now, let's put 2 and 2 together, folks. Pretty basic stuff. This was it's also from Fox and Friends, but they were talking about it on CNN, I guess. Here is Trump addressing who could be possibly behind the leaks at the White House.
Can we talk about President Obama? You said you personally get along with him. You guys were going at each other for 3 or 4, maybe 8 years. It turns out his organization seems to be doing a lot of the organizing to some of the protests that a lot of these Republicans are seeing around the country and against you.
Positive.
Do you believe?
Let me just first say, as if, I wish, has OFA done anything?
Not that I know of. I mean, I guess call people behind the scenes to ask Tom Perez to be head of DNC.
Right. But that's not the lid blower off this exchange right here, folks.
Do you believe President Obama is behind it? And if he is that a violation of the so-called unsaid President's Code? No, I think he is.
Not only is it the unsaid President's Code, it's the non-existing President's Code.
I just want to assure you, Donald, that I'm not violating the unsaid President's Code. It's vital to our institutions.
I love the fact
better left unsaid
that the interview comes out the day that George Bush breaks his unsaid President's Code after 8 years and says, I think there's a problem here.
And I don't like racism.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus Christ, what is the world coming to?
Jesus.
And the press is important. See, when you do fake news to lie
Are
about...
Are you talking about the unsaid President Code or the double secret unsaid President's Code?
Look, I just want to admit, Donald, I'll be the first to admit, we're off unsaid. But double secret, double jeopardy, unsaid President's Code, I'm still following, buddy.
Oh, okay. So we're still friends?
How about the super duper, you got to speak pig Latin code?
Who's asking the questions here?
Doocy and
Kilmeade. That's Kilmeade. Sounds like Kilmeade.
Right. Do you believe President Obama is behind it? And if he is that a violation of the so-called unsaid President's Code?
No, I think he is behind it. I also think it's politics. That's the way it is. And look, I have a very
Bush was never. But Bush wasn't going after Clinton. Clinton was going after Bush.
Well, you never know what's exactly happening behind the scenes. You know, you're probably right or possibly right, but you never know. No, I think that President Obama is behind it because his people are certainly behind it. And some of the leaks possibly come from that group. You know, some of the leaks, which are really very serious leaks because they're very bad in terms of national security. But I also understand that's politics. And in terms of him being behind things, that's politics. And it will probably continue.
What are you talking about?
So it's Obama people. It's Obama behind the leaks. So let me get this straight. You want to leave this baby monitor on my desk. Why?
I don't get it.
I don't get it. Why?
Whatever you say, Barack. No problem.
And so this walkie-talkie, I just keep the tape around this talk button? I don't get it.
All right. Yeah, but it's fine. As long as we're friends. Politics is an unbelievable business. Barack told me that if I kept this baby monitor on me at all times, that we would be friends forever. So I said yes, of course, because I want to be friends forever, because he's a great guy. I'm a great guy. We were vicious to each other during the campaign. Just totally vicious.
Totally.
But now I have the baby monitor, and we're great friends.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
So
sometimes
weird.
I hear laughing in it when I talk to Spicer.
Probably, could be, possibly, behind it, could be, possibly, or you're probably true, or maybe not true. I don't know.
But that's awesome because that's clearly his psychological mechanism that he has decided that he and Barack are buds and he does not want that to be.
I think there's also sort of like a little bit of like, how come I didn't hear about the unsaid code? Nobody told me about the unsaid code. I didn't know he could do that.
Steve, why did nobody tell me about
Nobody
the
told me about the unsaid code.
Steve tells me that the unsaid code is only enforceable for white presidents, which is totally unfair.
Hey, it's Sam Seder. Why don't you subscribe to this channel? You can do so right over here. Over. Subscribe.